Have you ever wondered what the church would look like if it were built by lay people? No priests, no missionaries, just a group of people seeking the truth. Well, that's not a hypothetical, it's the history of the Catholic Church in South Korea. Today, I want to talk to you about the man leading that church right now, Archbishop Peter Chung Soon-taick. Hi, I'm Leander, also known as the Collegial Catholic. You know, when we talk about synodality, it can sometimes feel like a modern buzzword, right? But if we look at Seoul, we see a church that has lived walking together for centuries. I've been fascinated by Archbishop Chung's leadership, and honestly, I think he's one of the most certain redheads for the 2026 Consistory, if there happens to be one. Do you see it too? Let's look at why. First, I have to ask you, does it surprise you that the leader of one of the most tech-forward, high-pressure cities in the world is a Carmelite monk? Before he was an archbishop, Peter Chung was deep in the contemplative world of the discalced Carmelites. He served as a novice master and a provincial councillor. Think about that for a second. In a world that demands instant results, performance, he brings the silence and discernment of Carmel to the chair of Seoul. Don't you think that's exactly the kind of quiet strength, so to say, the College of Cardinals needs today, right now? But here's what's even more incredible. He stands on a foundation built by the Korean laity. Back in the 1700s, Korean scholars discovered Catholic books from China and decided on their own that this was the truth. They didn't wait for a missionary to arrive. They founded the church themselves. Doesn't that change how you think about synodality? It wasn't a top-down structure. It was a movement of the people. Archbishop Chung knows this history by heart. He's the chairperson for the Research Foundation of Korean Church History. He knows that in Korea, the laity didn't just follow the church, they were the church. Now, we can't talk about Seoul without talking about the cross it carries. Have you looked at a map of his archdiocese lately? Archbishop Chung is also the apostolic administrator of Pyongyang. He's the shepherd of a persecuted church, a oppressed church, a silent church in North Korea, where Christians are literally dying for their faith. He lives just miles from one of the most dangerous borders on earth. That geopolitical weight is immense. He also follows in the footsteps of giants like Cardinal Stephen Kim, who in the 1980s turned Myeongdong Cathedral, the Cathedral of the Archdiocese of Seoul, into a sanctuary for democracy. When the police wanted to arrest students, the cardinal told them, "You'll have to step over me first." What a great witness he truly was. Archbishop Chung carries that same courage. He's not just a religious leader, he's a guardian of human rights in a very tense part of the world. Can you imagine the perspective he would bring to the Pope's inner circle? So, why 2026? Why now? Well, look ahead to 2027. South Korea is hosting World Youth Day. It's the first time World Youth Day will be held in a divided nation and only the second time in Asia. Pope Leo XIV is already excited about it. When a city hosts World Youth Day, the local shepherd is almost always a cardinal. It gives him the gravitas to host the world. But more than that, Chung is focused on the isolation of young people today. He wants to use 2027 to show them that they aren't alone. I'm convinced that his Carmelite piece, combined with the heroic history of the Korean laity, makes him the perfect synodal cardinal for our time. But I want to hear from you. Does the story of a church founded by lay people inspire you as much as it does me? Let me know in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation collegial. I'm Leander, and I'll see you next time. Bye!